talk to you about myself, investing in myself, and why you have to get over it and invest in yourself or stay stuck forever. How about that? Invest in yourself or stay stuck forever. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Rising Father podcast. I'm Chris Rodack. New mic today. You can deal with it. My other one's getting fixed. A little plastic part broke, so hopefully this audio quality is fine for you. Today I'm going to talk about investing in yourself. It can be uncomfortable to talk about because we're going to talk about money. And I'll give you some specific stories of guys going for it, guys not going for it. I'm going to talk to you about myself, investing in myself, and why you have to get over it and invest in yourself or stay stuck forever. How about that? Invest in yourself or stay stuck forever. I'll tell you my story first. About 5-6 years ago, this is pre-COVID times, I was at my teaching job and I wanted to do something different. So I started looking around online for different business opportunities. Different education. Like, how can I learn how to make more money? I have to learn. I screwed around by myself for like 6-9 months online trying to do stuff. Got nowhere because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Saw an ad, a Facebook ad for a business coach, clicked on it, went through his whole funnel, watched him for a couple months, and then went on a call with him and plopped down $4,000, took his business course, business coaching. He taught me how to build an ad agency. 4 months later, I 10 times my investment by building an ad agency. Did this while working a full-time job. And did that after my wife got laid off from her teaching job. We had tons of student loan debt, over $1,000 a month in student loan payments. Our credit cards are maxed out, so we had to call the bank, get our credit limit increased so I can make this purchase. Took a huge risk, spent a lot of money, invested in myself, and it paid off because I invested in myself. Most people would say that's stupid. You should just play it safe. You should go work at Home Depot in the off hours and try to scrape up, back then it was like $7 an hour until you can pay down that credit card bill 5 years later. And then, man, you'll be on your way. No, we invested thousands of dollars, took a huge risk, learned tons of new skills over the years, which compounded and continued to build into me learning how to build various online businesses. That was 5-6 years ago. So here's where it comes full circle to today. So we have Rising Father. We have a men's program where we completely transform men's lives. And we're transforming men's lives in every area. Like, I have guys' marriages completely reworked. Guys that were unconnected with their kids who are now feel like they're just on top of the world and have amazing relationships with their kids. I have guys starting new businesses that I'm helping them build. Guys who are getting disciplined. Business owners who were sloppy before, but now are making more income because they're more disciplined and they time block. And they're more present with their kids because of that. But the main focus when you come in to the Rising Fathers is you're going to get in the best shape of your life. Okay, you're going to rework your health. You're going to learn how to track macros. You're going to do challenging workouts 6 days a week, and you're going to rework your life. That is what happens when you join the Rising Fathers program. And guys are literally doing that. Now, here's some examples of guys who took the plunge and guys who didn't. So if you want to join the Rising Fathers, you have to fill out an application. Sometimes that's too hard for guys. I'm in the DMs with guys. They say, man, I do anything for my kids. I die for them. I say, okay, fill out this application. They get halfway done. Then they don't go past that. Making this change and joining a group is the most important thing to me. Most important thing I'd ever want to do in my life. I have to do it this year. Time is running out. I say, okay, fill out this application. They get to question 10, they stop. But for the guys who do make it through, you get on a call with me. So we have about 30, 45-minute phone call where we talk about what is holding you back and what you have to do to completely change your life right now. And for every guy, it's different. For some guys, it's drugs. It could be porn. It could be any type of vice. It could be alcohol. It could be They're just addicted to food. They're just sloppy. They're fearful. They have doubt. They have crushing depression. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it is the thing that's holding you back. So we find out what that is on the call. And then we work together to figure out how to get past it. If you decide to join us, you have to invest in yourself. Yeah, you have to invest in yourself. And on these calls, you have people who do say yes and some people who say no. The people who say yes change their life. They come into the group. They start working out 6 days a week. They start time blocking. They start tracking their macros. They're surrounded by high-level guys who are just obsessed with becoming the absolute best they can, and they legitimately change their life. So I had a guy who, I have guys who make a lot of money and are penny pinchers, and I have guys who are just barely scraping by but will throw it on a maxed-out credit card and completely change their life. I'll take you to example of one of those guys first. I had a guy who didn't have a lot of free money to spend, but he realized that, man, 10 years are going to go by in a pinch. 10 years have already gone by, and I'm not the man I want to be. I have to invest in myself right now because changing my life for me, my wife, and my kids is that important. I could fuck around forever and do nothing and just try to save pennies, be miserable, be fat, be sloppy for the rest of my life. Or I can invest in myself right now and make a permanent change. That was the decision. He had about 50, 70 pounds to lose, somewhere around there. And he's kind of miserable. He was a miserable guy. He was having issues at home with his wife. He said he had one emotion. He was kind of shut off from the world. He needed a break. He needed something to challenge himself. And had he not gone all in on this, he would have remained in that state. And whenever you're in that state, can you make good decisions? No. Can you make wise business decisions? No. Whenever you are confident, feel great about yourself, you love the way you look, you're having sex with your wife, you're taking her out on dates, your kids love you, you run into the room and you just have a presence about you. Will more opportunities come your way? Yes. If you come across as more powerful and confident, will you have more business opportunities when you're dealing with clients? Yes. So this guy, we worked with him, and we were able to set up something that worked for him to make the investment. So he did. He made the investment with us, and it was hard for him. It's hard for him to do. It stung, but he ended up doing it, going all in, and now he's just on fire, on top of the world, making progress in every area of his life because he decided to invest in himself, because he decided it was worth it. It was worth it to do it. And now he's like 2 months in, and he's just absolutely crushing it. I have other guys who have the same reasons, but are just terrified of spending a dime on themselves. They will never spend any money on themselves because they're just scared. So what happens to those guys is they just stay stuck forever, because to them, it's too scary to put money on yourself because you don't know if you're going to stick it through or not. Like, you don't know if you're going to commit. Like, I don't want to spend this money if I might fold on myself like I always do in the past. That's what you think. Like, I don't know if I'm going to invest in myself, if I'm going to give up like I always do. And then a year goes by, 5 years goes by, 10 years goes by, and you're in the exact same spot. You have to let go and take a risk on something. You have to accept the fear, accept that you're going to be scared, go all in, and try anyway. You might fail. It doesn't matter. I quit my job 2 months ago. It's not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. Whenever you start a business, whenever you're an entrepreneur, nothing is guaranteed. But I'm doing it anyway because it's what I'm passionate about, because I believe in myself, and I built this muscle of betting on myself, taking a risk, going all in, and knowing that I can come out the other side. If you don't have that confidence and strength in yourself, and you're just scared all the time, then guess what? You're going to stay stuck forever. If you're overweight and you hate the way you look, you wake up in the morning and you're just depressed and you're embarrassed and full of shame because the night before you couldn't say no to that cheesecake, you couldn't say no to that beer that your friend was offering you. You wanted to say no, but whenever he asked you if you wanted to throw it back, you said yes. And then in the morning, look at yourself, you're like, fuck, I did it again. Once again, I couldn't say no. But then that same scenario plays out every single weekend for like 10 years. And then who are you at that point? After you've given up on yourself and folded every single weekend for 10 straight years, who are you? Well, you're the guy who can't say no to anything. You have no control over yourself. So that's the identity you've crafted for yourself. So if that's you, and that's a place that you want to be stuck at forever, it's not good. It's not good at all. You don't want to be stuck there. That's not only is that horrible for you, that's horrible for your whole family. It's horrible for your wife. It's horrible for your kids. You have to be able to get out of that. You can get out of it. You just have to get out of your own way. Don't allow yourself to stay stuck forever. Do something really hard. Do something really hard. My son the other day was saying, Dad, I just don't feel right. So it feels like something's missing. A couple of days ago. It's like, okay. He's like, what should I do? I said, go out and do 50 burpees. Go do something really hard right now, and you'll feel great. It's the same thing for you. It's the same thing if you don't feel like yourself, or feel like your identity is slipping away, you're not challenging yourself. Life has become too easy. Or it's too the same. It's too boring. You're just staying the same. You have to do something different. You have to change. If you want change, you have to change. And for a lot of guys, that's taking a bet on themselves. That's taking a risk on themselves. That's saying, I believe I can do something great. I believe the end of my life is not here, and there's something great for me out there. So many guys believe that their best has already gone, that the best years are behind them, that they were in the best shape of their life in college, that it's no use to try to build that business. Someone else is doing it better than I can. Why should I even try? And the thing is, they don't know how wrong they are. Like, they don't know that if they just jumped in the pool, they'd just start swimming. It's like our dog. We were on vacation in Maryland. He was a puppy, and we put him in the water. He didn't know he could swim. He just started swimming. He didn't know that until then. We just put him in the water very first time. Boom, he just started doggy paddling, swimming everywhere, loved it. You don't know that you can swim until you jump in the water. And I know there's so many guys out there who are stuck. They're stuck in jobs they hate. They know that, man, if I wanted to get out of here, it would take so much work. Even though they're miserable every day. Even though they're surrounded by toxic, negative people. Even though they hate their job. They think, man, there'll be a payoff someday. I'm just going to put my time in. But this is your life. This is your life you're talking about. Is it really worth it to be miserable every single day at a job you hate for a little bit of money? When you could probably bet on yourself, invest in yourself, learn some skills, create a business, or advance to a different job. I bet a majority of people, if they just took the time to put some applications into jobs they actually enjoyed, you'd at least get a couple interviews. You'd probably get a new job. But you're too scared. You're too scared, so you're just stuck there, and you stay stuck forever. And here's another consequence that happens. You stay stuck forever. You're miserable forever. And if you have kids, they watch you in this process. They watch you miserable forever. If you're miserable, your kids become miserable. Like, if you hate your job, you hate your coworkers, you're living for the weekend, and as soon as you come home from work, you have no energy, you're just emotionally drained from work, and you're bitching to your wife about work, and the last thing you want to do is run outside and play with the kids. That's your life now. What's it worth? What are your kids worth? What is your family worth to you? Is it worth staying there forever? Is being that kind of dad and husband worth staying at that safe, secure job forever? I don't care if you have to do something different. Just get out of it. There's so much opportunity everywhere. I can tell you, man, just online business, there is so much opportunity. Affiliate marketing, my gosh. If you just got into affiliate marketing, you could make lots of money doing far less work than working at Home Depot or cutting grass. There's nothing wrong with those things either. But I can tell you, because I can say that because I've done all that. And I can tell you, creating a faceless brand, running traffic to social media, and getting paid on affiliate marketing products is not a bad gig. I've got a couple faceless brands that I have, and every other day I just get an email. Boom, you got paid. I don't do anything. I have someone else running traffic, running posts to these things, and just pops up. But the only why I know that is because I paid someone to teach me. I wouldn't know how to do any of this if I didn't pay someone to implant that knowledge in my head. And I once again paid someone to implant knowledge in my head for more business stuff because I want to be successful and I want to pass that on to my kids. When I ask my son now, if someone asks my son what he's going to do after high school, he now says, I want to own a business like my father. That is a huge win for me. He's 9 now. So by the time he's 18, I need to have my shit together. That's 9 years from now. So if I continue investing in myself, learning, educating myself, and failing and learning at business, then will I have something to pass on to my son? Obviously, yes. If I stayed at a job I didn't like, was miserable, like most people are at their jobs, just stayed there and sucked it up, what kind of father would he have? He'd have a miserable father. It's not going to be me. I'm never going to let that happen. Because it's not just about me. It's about my kids. It's about my wife. It's about the kind of person that they're getting. Am I going to let myself be that kind of person for them? Someone who comes home anxious and stressed and emotionally drained, that can't wait to just go to sleep, to forget everything. It's not going to be me. It doesn't have to be you. The only thing keeping you away from making those moves is fear. Is what if it doesn't work out? But apply that same logic to your job. What if you get fired? What if they lay you off? You know what happened when I resigned? I got like a 1-sentence email from my boss. That was it. They don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't care. So many people are like, oh my goodness, what will my job do without me? They don't care. They will hire someone else the next minute. So go out, learn some skills, invest in yourself, and change your life. And we're talking just about business stuff now because that's a tangent I went on. I prefer to be unstructured with my podcast. I can talk more freely. Let's talk about weight. I was on a roller coaster with my weight for like 10 years. When did I have my breakthrough? When I invested in myself. And I paid people to teach me macros, to how to track macros so I can get shredded in bulk when I want to. I can now teach other people how to do that. When people taught me how to progressively overload with weight training and basically taught me what a physical trainer knows. But I paid people to do that. And I was held accountable. I worked on my discipline. I worked on my mindset. I worked on my heart and soul. And I completely changed my brain, heart, and body. It wasn't all me, though. I paid people to show me how to do that. And now, because I can do that, I can pass on that knowledge to other people. You have to invest in yourself. Invest in yourself or stay stuck forever. That's what it is. You can think you can do it all yourself? Great. Are you there right now? No? Then you can't. Yeah, but I'll do it tomorrow. You've been saying that for 10 years. You've been saying that for 10 years. Quit lying to yourself. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry if this comes off at me like yelling at you, but I've been on a couple calls recently where guys are just stuck in their heads and are stuck in this loop of lying to themselves. It's not only affecting them, it's affecting their kids. Because their kids are like, Dad, when are you going to get in shape to play with me? When are you going to have enough energy to run outside with me? And Dad's like, oh, don't worry, I'll get it together. I'll get it together. I'll get it together. Like, yeah, you said that 5 years ago. I'm 10 now. I want a father before I leave the house. Oh, don't worry, son. I'll figure out how to do it. 5 years go by, they're 15. Dad, when are you going to play with me? You've been inside for the 15 years of my life. You're still overweight. Now I'm overweight. Why did you do this to me? Don't worry, son. I'll get it together. The timing wasn't right. I didn't have my finances together. Next year is the year we do it together. Kid leaves for school. I want to be nothing like my dad. Is that what you want to be like? Invest in yourself or stay stuck forever. Make some goddamn changes in your life. I know it's possible. It's possible for me. I did it. It's possible for the 35 guys in my group who are losing weight every single day. They're having breakthroughs in their marriage. They're having breakthroughs in their relationship with their children. They're becoming disciplined in 6 different countries, ages 20 to 53. Some kids, some single. It can happen. That's why I'm so confident with it. This could be you. You could be doing that. So quit making excuses for yourself. Quit lying to yourself. Look at your wife. Look at your kids. Are they important enough for you to suck it up and take a risk? Yes? Then do it. No? Well, then just accept that that's who you are. And then don't come complaining and whining to everyone about how the deck is stacked against you. The deck is not stacked against you. You just don't have what it takes. That's all it is. Stop making excuses. Take some action. You know what you have to fix. Write it down. If you asked your wife, if she was honest with you, she'd tell you. Your kids know too, unless they have the same mistakes. Invest in yourself or stay stuck. Make changes. I can tell you, it feels amazing. It feels amazing to be able to look in the mirror and see abs. Or do you want your son to say to you, Dad, look at your arms. You got veins popping out. It feels good. It feels good. You get to be powerful and confident. It's worth it. It's worth it to get out of that state that you're in. Because it's not just a vain pursuit. When you don't feel good about yourself, when you look at yourself in the mirror with shame and embarrassment, you're also filling your kids with shame and embarrassment. I can't tell you if I walk out, go to a restaurant, walk into a store, if the dad's fat, the son's fat. If your son's in shape and you're fat, your son will be fat. Like the guy I talked to, he said he used to be a D1 athlete, used to run marathons, said he was in amazing shape. He's like, now he's super overweight. His son used to be in shape. His son is in shape now. And I said, okay, so your son is where you were. What's going to happen to him? He's like, well, he's going to turn into me. Yeah. If you are out of shape now and your kid is in shape, your kid will be out of shape. The only way he doesn't is if he uses your life as a model of what not to do. That's the only way your son is not out of shape. Either you're out of shape and your kid's out of shape, or you're out of shape and your kid's in shape, and they will revolt against you. That's the truth you need to hear. This isn't like a feel-good, pat on your back podcast. This is a understand the implications of your life, understand what's at stake, what you have to fix before it's too late. These are the things that I wish I heard earlier. And I was in shape and out of shape and in shape and out of shape, but I never thought about it this deeply before. Like, what are the true consequences of your behavior? What are the true ripple effects of not being able to get out of bed in the morning? What are the ripple effects of having one more beer and not being able to say no to yourself ever? It ripples out of you. It ripples onto your wife. It ripples onto your daughter, onto your son. You could see it in their face. You could see it in the lack of self-esteem they have. And going to school, seeing the other dads who are in shape and strong, and then lying to the other kids that their dad could beat up their kid, and they go home and you're asleep on the couch. And then they have that lack of self-confidence in themselves, and they start taking on the cycle of what you did. Here's the positive, though. You can change it all. I'm telling you the dark reality, but the amazing bright hope. You can change it all. This past year, I lost 65 pounds. 65 pounds. I now know how to do it. I know how to track macros to get myself shredded and then to bulk back up. I know all about working out and teaching people how to exercise correctly, how to customize workouts, how to push yourself to failure and build muscle. I did it. Guys in my group are doing it. I see it, which is why I'm okay taking you down to that dark place and then saying, that's where you are, but guess what? You can change it all. You can change it all. People do it every single day. Believe it's possible, and it's possible for you.